Such good music. Hold on, let me fix my standing area. All right. Hello, 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 and welcome to another One Line of Code. I am One Line. Hello, watch me lurking. I saw you yesterday over on Soft as in Software's channel. First thing we do today is do a shout out for Soft as in Software, talking about Maui. So Soft as in Software is a .NET developer who works on Office add-ins. And get this, he uses Blazor to make the Office add-ins, the UI for the Office add-ins. That is crazy. It is awesome. So Watch Me Lurkin was having a good conversation with Soft as in Software about Maui, learning a bit about it, and getting excited about it. I haven't used it much, but if we go to, may as well start off the stream like this. This screen, you'll see that I have a bot that is probably not listening to the stream. So give me a second to get it started. That's not what I was supposed to say. Switch bot service. And I need this browser. Nope, I need this browser. This browser here to go over here and refresh. Sorry it's taken so long, excitedly. I thought I was ready. Connect to chat. And done. Okay, so this link is the stream project that we've been working on, the financial management tracker. And you will see, I just made some tea, sorry. You will see that one of the things that we have in here is a Maui project. So I have a few different project types. I have the Blazor server from .NET 7 and before, Blazor WebAssembly from .NET 7 and before, and we will be adding the Blazor web app project type from .NET 8 and beyond, and also a WPF app, a UWP app, and the Maui app. So Watch Me Lurkin asks, by the way, what do you prefer for front end using Blazor or Angular? I prefer Blazor. I'm a .NET developer. I hear a lot of good things about Angular, and then I hear a lot of people that prefer Angular saying bad things about Blazor. And it's like, I can understand some of the things that they say, but a lot of it is just opinionated because they are more used to the way that Angular does stuff, and Blazor does have a little bit of a learning curve if you're not used to writing code that way. But they are pretty similar frameworks. Yeah, and then of course, with Microsoft making so many different project templates that it's really hard to know which one you're supposed to be using when you're creating a new web application. It can get pretty confusing. But I absolutely love writing Blazor code, writing UI using Blazor, especially since you can use it everywhere. You can use it in desktop apps, mobile apps, and web apps, etc. But I mean, it's still worthwhile to learn Angular or React or a JavaScript framework if you're already more familiar with JavaScript. There are plenty, like, especially if it's for the purpose of having a job. Being employable, having skills to be employable, because there are plenty of places that use Angular or React or other JavaScript frameworks. Where's Discord? What did I do with you? I'm in John's Discord. Stream announcements. I am live. We really should make some progress on the bot remake on Fridays. Hello, Mojo. Well. It's been a while. I mean, been a minute. I hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Or maybe it's been a whale. I mean, wow. Wow, whipple, wobsy, waddle, woo. Just to show you though, if you're even watching right now, watch me lurking, you definitely don't have to be actively paying attention. But the structure that I used for this, hello Gopher Code! You made your first commit today. Where to? For which project did you support? My typical way of setting up projects is all of my UI is in one project. Well, I can't say all of my UI. My application specific pages and components are in one Blazor class library. And then I do have a shared components type of thing that's usually in a NuGet package or something that can be reused across multiple projects. Those all go in their own Blazor class library. But for the most part, my pages, my individual components that go on a page that are specific to my product or whatever it is that I'm doing are in one Blazor class library. Then it doesn't matter what the project type is that I use on top of it, because if it's a desktop app, pretty much any desktop app you can make in with .NET has a main page, Blazor web view that you can use with it. Point it to your main application and it'll just present that and run all of that for you. The difference between doing this in a desktop app and a web app is that in a desktop app, this is all running using your local .NET on the machine. So it's not like needing to go out to the web, download a .NET runtime that has been compiled to WebAssembly and then use that to run your application through. Instead, it uses the full .NET framework. I hate saying that because .NET framework is a version of .NET that was before .NET 5, 6, 7, even before .NET Core. But anyway, you know what I mean. It uses the actual .NET framework running on your machine or on the device or whatever. So that's one of the major benefits of doing it this way. But if you are more comfortable writing XAML, there is absolutely nothing wrong with doing your markup for your Maui app using XAML. If you're more comfortable creating your UI and code behind, nothing wrong with that either. But yeah, so Gopher says it was to GitHub portfolio website to put my projects in. Perfect. I got some projects now. Hey, share your GitHub if you are comfortable doing so. Feel free. So I guess if you want to see it in action then, because that is what you typed, I'll show you the web app version first. I haven't run this in a while, so hopefully it still works. Oops, server, watch. Take your time. Just because I haven't run you in a while does not mean that you need to take longer to start up. Why are you going so slow? Oh my goodness. I guess while we're waiting for that, of course that's going to happen. This is the current state of our application. These are just test buttons that I was showing how to use JavaScript, isolated JavaScript versus JavaScript interrupt, the typical JavaScript interrupt. But anyway, This is what the app looks like. This is our landing page. It's for the most part static content, but I did add a form when we're ready to add identity, authentication, and authorization type stuff. Then the main data entry forms look like this. These are actually from the database, aka database for the majority of you, where you can see the transactions that were entered by account, and then at the very bottom, all of the possible transactions entered. We're currently working on restyling this app, and that's why you have not seen very much actual software development on the stream. We've been doing a lot of well, I would still count UI design as software development because you're still working on software that is being developed, that is being created. But anyway, point is, we haven't been writing much code on the stream because we've been redesigning this UI. So the functionality is there, switching between pages and or tabs, however I implemented this, that works. So that's the app running in the web. So what does it look like when it is running on desktop? Let's set this as startup. We're going to do it on Windows. Exactly, Blazor UI. So when I'm running on Windows, I'm going to use the exact same UI that I wrote for the web. I did not need to rewrite a single thing. The only thing I did was stuff it inside of a Blazor web view, pointed it to the main entry point of the application, which is now called routes. Great. Actually, it might even still be app.razor. No, why? Why are you red? Oh, because it's in use, obviously. I need to stop the web app, but I do need to start the API because this still does rely on a .NET backend, hosted backend. But if I didn't have a direct connection to, or not a direct connection, this is still using a HTTP client to make requests to the API. But I do need to start the API backend. So let's start the Maui app first so that it doesn't give me the file is in use error. And then we'll start the API backend. You said build succeeded. Why aren't you running? Did I just push Control-Shift-P? Is that all? Run. What is one skipped? Excuse me. Okay, I have no idea what it's doing at the moment. So pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. Oh yeah, the other cool thing is because we are using WASM, just because I stopped the server doesn't mean that the site won't work. It just means that we won't be getting any new information. So if I tried to add a new record, then it's still going to do client-side validation. Thank you for showing us that. But we will get an error that says we can't commit this as we couldn't reach the backend. So of course it would be more graceful when we redesign this, and then this is just the debug message that we get only in debug. If I make a Blazor as my UI, does Maui provide everything for me that I need? Like, I want a mobile app. Yeah, so I'm going to show you that for sure. There will be some differences as far as how you call your device specific services. So if you want something like give me access to the gyrometer, then you'll need to write code that is specific to whatever platform has a gyrometer. But in this case, that is essentially what you would do for, or the way that I would approach that is I would have a service that says, here are the things that I want to be able to do for the given device. So I want a service that says, give me the location information, which you can do from JavaScript, so you really don't need to use the device itself. It's one thing that you could do. Give me something that could read files from disk, where in the web, on the WASM site, you would have that turned off. And then for each different device type, you would have an implementation for that target device. And when you're doing your dependency injection, you do the dependency injection by device type in program.cs. So what I mean by that is apps, Maui, program.cs. So in here you would have a whole bunch of if Android. Then use this implementation for this given service. And for every service call that you have that might not exist on the web, you just have guards around that say, if I can't do this service, that's fine. We can still use the app. Just don't show this part of the UI. Maybe one that shows disk space used. That kind of thing. So what's going on with you? What it is that happened? Well, I don't want to debug this. I don't know why this thing is being difficult to us. But I promise you, those service interfaces do exist. And we didn't make very many changes to them. And I have run this in desktop. Oh, let's get rid of this. Was I doing something like demoing stuff? Content page was not found. Grid was not found. Those are all lies. All right, thank you so much for the lurk, Mojo. Where is my for real error? I am still targeting Mac. Why are we still targeting Mac? I'm going to go ahead and remove those. I should not be targeting iOS and Mac because I don't have an iOS or Mac OS device. Is it one-time run build from Maui, or you need to run it individually, run API and UI? You can set it up to where you start the API at the same time as the Maui app. Just take a look at the WebAssembly setup to figure out how to do that. I'm not exactly sure how to set that up, but I know that it is possible. And Tizen, I'm not targeting Tizen. Oh my goodness, phone, what are you doing? Oh, I'm getting that. I'm getting the 30 calls by the same spam phone number, making my phone just vibrate over and over. It's very distracting. Okay, all right. So now we're only supporting Android, Windows. Why are these different? Oh, Android and Windows. Okay, thank you. So now let's show running the app and then running the API. So this would be my normal process, which is run the Maui app and then separately, like you said, run the API. Hello, TBD Gamer. Fantastic stream this morning. Oh man, it's so good hanging out with you every morning. So TBD Gamer streams Central Time, Eastern Time, Central Time 6 Eastern Time 7 a.m. I got this, which is UTC -4 currently. Got it. Yes. Or actually, yeah, it's UTC -4. All right. Did it still not run? Why are you doing this? Skipped. Okay. I apologize, but I can't get it to run, and I don't know why. It has been a little bit since we've... Wait, what? We do have... Okay. I'm just missing workloads. That's all. I need to do another Visual Studio update to reinstall those. But what you would see is the application... Oh, I can do it via command line. Thank you, Scud. We'll just do that. What you would see is the application looking exactly the same as it does in the web, except running inside of a WPF window. I don't know, I just joined. All right, fine. I'll do it the way that I know works, which is to open the Visual Studio installer. I have updated Visual Studio a few times. Apparently there is a 17.9.5 update. There are 2 updates that I have completely missed. So, great. Oh, yeah. So I thought you were saying you don't know if that command actually works or not, but you do know that the command works. You just don't know if it's going to help with the situation that we're having. I think it will, as long as it's a real command. Okay, CD. My goodness. CD. Line man, Maui. .NET workload, Maui install. Install Maui. Stefan, what time is it? If this works, Scott, you are a genius. The audio fix is not going in 251 that I know of. Make all, regardless, make all changes to main. Okay, so it's all luck if it works. And then Gopher Code is asking any tips for profile picture on my GitHub. I can link my GitHub, something either that is representative of you. And yeah, definitely link your GitHub. Absolutely feel free to. Something like for example, My GitHub is this little icon thingy. My wife spent a couple hours, minutes, I really don't know how much time it was, throwing this thing together. And then I just added these. I made myself a couple of examples, and anyway, it makes it's representative of what I like. This kind of vaporwave, neon glow, lion, amazing colors. I love that color scheme. Anyway, so that's why I used that. It was this line art drawing that I made a million years ago. That was of one of my characters. Was it even me that made the head? I think it was me. I'm terrible at remembering things. And then for the Automated Realms one, I used the Automated Realms logo, but there are some really just straightforward, either professional ones where it's a professional, maybe bust type of picture. 3/4. This is 3/4, by the way. It could be something more personal or laid back. Like, I like Good VJs. Snaz. Oh, I don't know what a GitHub is. That's not him. But here's an example of a professional one. I don't know who that was, but Good VJ from that you may have seen around. He has this one where it's just kind of him walking in a scene. Yes, absolutely. Sorry. Yeah. So a headshot works. It's kind of awkward to me because, you know, the spacing to me. I don't know what it is about the spacing, but it's just the spacing. So maybe if you kind of zoomed out a little bit and got your shoulders like here up. But overall, like, good direction that you're facing, all that stuff. Just my opinion, though. Note that this is only my opinion. If anyone else has opinions, please feel free to chime in. My opinion may not necessarily be correct. But also, what do you think about it? Do you think there is something weird about it? Because if you do, then that means that there is something weird about it. But if you don't, if it's representative of you, your brand, your personality, whatever it is you want to communicate to whoever it is that you are going to be job hunting with, towards, to, then yeah, simplistic, normalistic. Nice. If I'm going to be somewhat honest, I don't want to call it brutally honest. I will call it semi soft blow honest. The initial thing that I would get from just a headshot like this is, I don't know if I can put it in nice terms. And again, this is just a me thing. This might not be actual employers, but is a self-centric kind of personality. I get bold from it, but again, if you pulled the picture down a little bit more so you can see your shoulders, it's less look at me. Pay attention to me. It's more like I am a professional and I am confident in what I do. If you pull the camera back a little. But again, last time I'm gonna say it. Just my opinion, just my feeling, just my personality type that gets that feeling from it. I hope it's constructive and not just any kind of negative. That ran, so let's just try running. This is going to be the last time I try running this, and then I'm going to close Visual Studio and let the update run. is we are going to continue working in CodePen doing the redesign for this app. And if you're wondering what all of these blank spaces are, by the way, if you are someone who presents to other people, or maybe you do Twitch streams, YouTube streams, this plugin, this extension is called, Pendle, what's the name of your extension? Don't Dox Yourself, which you can type in no docs into your Visual Studio extensions and you'll find it here. And it works for any JSON or XML file where it will identify the values and mask them out. And it also masks out anything that you have commented. And so if I accidentally went into my API, right-clicked and said manage user secrets, and I'm like, oh, my camera is still on this scene, I don't have to worry about it because all of my values are masked out. It's awesome. Waiting for the VS Code version. Nice, watch me lurking. Okay, Scott says, I rarely see junior and senior. How do you achieve this title? The job description. So you rarely see junior and senior in job titles, Scott? Because it's probably a US thing where everything is SDE 1, 2, 3. Oh, in my name. Okay, so my dad's name is Umberto, which that is also my name. And so that's how I got a junior. The weird thing about my name is my parents did not use a comma on my birth certificate when they put my name. So my name is officially Umberto Cruz Ochoa Jr. without a comma. And every system is like, no, you're supposed to have a comma for your suffix. I'm like, not my fault. So anyway, that's how I get junior. If there are more than one in the line, yeah, my name is Umberto. Oh, you thought it was Uber. I like Umberto. Lurkio did a Visual Studio Code version. Did he? On the no docs? Yeah, exactly what I was getting to. Watch me lurking. Thank you for finishing my thought because I would have dropped it. So when you start getting beyond just one child that is named after you, you go into the third, the fourth, the fifth. I would have dropped that. Umberto. But you can call me Umberto, Guy, hey you, person in the corner, dude, guy that's always lurking on people's streams. Whatever, doesn't matter. I'm not particular. I will not get offended if you, for how you pronounce my name. Even if you're making fun of it. I used to be called Burrito in middle school. Humberto Crayola La Lola Cruz something. I forget what they said. I have no idea how to pronounce his name though. Is it Clarkio? Because I've always pronounced it Clarkio in my head. When we had James the First, he was already James the Second in Scotland. Way too confusing. Oh no. Anyway, no, I can't get this to run, so I apologize. You're not going to see the Maui project running for Windows. Wait, let me see if I can get it running for Android. Why are you still saying Windows machine when I wanted you to run Android? We can run using WSL, Windows Subsystem for Linux, but it looks like it skipped again. Doesn't matter. I'll show you one day. We're updating this project anyway. You will have plenty of opportunity. I also have my videos posted on YouTube at 11D Lion. You do. And so I'm sure in one of these you'll see the project running as a Maui project. Disfortunately, the majority of these videos are talking head in the bottom corner with very little coding because we do a lot of talking on this stream. So it was taken, and check this out. The name of the person that took @1lion with the way that I spell it is named Randall. Randall. Nice, Marcus. That's not fair. Marcus said, I do a lot of talking when I code, but I'm also coding at the same time. Just don't talk to chat. I will not ignore chat. This stream is mostly about you guys. The ability to talk with other developers that have opinions about stuff and know about technology and have most likely better ways of doing things than I do. That's why I stream. I don't get that in my daily life. Opinions, us. Yeah, it didn't seem like it was a troll. You're right. It was just the name that he wanted as his YouTube username when they came out with username or whatever it's called. Because it's not like I'm a big streamer that he would have known. And so he's like, if I just take this name, then I'll get a whole bunch of traffic because people will think that it's the 1lion. And it's like, no, I'm not, I'm not well known. So I definitely don't think he was doing something to just troll me. Unless he's a stream watcher, then yeah, that's different. Are you out there, Randall? Are you in the stream right now? Is that you, Scott? Kidding. Handles, thank you. Okay, so what we did, I ain't a guitar player. I could act like I'm one. Yeah. I haven't even put this thing on in like, I have no idea how many years. It really has been years since I put this thing on. It is out of tune. How does that go? Oh man, I forgot that part. Watermelon Man. Yeah, Settlix plays. I love the riffs that he plays. Yeah. Is it even called a riff when it's just like a rhythm guitar strumming pattern? Yeah, I used to play guitar in a band a long time ago. And then I played bass guitar in jazz band. That's where I picked it up. But I was originally on percussion, but they needed a bass guitar player, so I'm like, sure, I can learn it. And so I picked it up. Played alto saxophone, a little bit of clarinet, a very brief encounter with French horn. Brass instruments are not for me. the accordion because it's similar to piano, and now I play absolutely nothing. I play my computer keyboard and forgotten everything else. Maybe one day we'll have a rock band, not a rock band, rocksmith stream. Except I'd probably not be able to play that because DMCA. I love that. Settlix plays the guitar. At least that's the impression he tries to give. Could be just a recording. Who knows? He doesn't show his human self. Are you another one of those musically talented programmers? I used to be. I could have gone into quite a few professions. One of them that I actually was considering, I think I mentioned it on your stream, was cooking. I did want to do cooking, but I knew that I was going to be I was going to be an inventor of some sort since I was 10 years old. And so software development is just a form of inventing, in my opinion. Not on Discord, but I've seen something on the Slack channel for Talon. Oh, to Peter. Hi, Peter. Happy Friday. Happy Friday, Wednesday, Friday. Oh, they did market.net. Oh, DevExpress? I don't know what you mean by market.net. But yeah, DevExpress is one of the component vendors where they have written custom controls for various platforms, one of them being Blazor. And so they have a pretty robust Blazor component library. Check it out on their channel. But I'm not a fan of paid component libraries. Just throwing that out there. There is a free version of this, I think, but I don't know how it works anymore because I haven't tried for a while. Another one is Syncfusion. They are also a component vendor. Another one is Telerik. A free one is, I was going to put Blender. Ranson. This is another one that makes Blazor components. Mud Blazor is another one. Ant Blazor is another one. And I'm sure there are a host of others that are free open source component libraries. There's this weird one that looks like it should be in development, but I don't think it's been touched very often. And it's this one from this one lion GitHub guy. And it has a whole bunch of components as well. We start from Mud Blazor to Blazor Bootstrap. Okay, I haven't heard of Blazor Bootstrap. CodeRush is free. CodeRush for Visual Studio. Okay, so I was reading Peter's comment to Marcus. He says, hey, did you see the announcement about a new voice-oriented text editor? He posted it in Discord. And he said, not on Discord. I've seen something on the Slack channel for Talon. I think it was only for the Mac, though. And then Peter said, fair enough. I saw the announcement and thought of you. You should think of me, though. Like, I really I want multimodal development process to include hand gestures, eye gestures, eyebrow twitches, minute muscle movements in the back, in the neck. Just think, someone that is dancing could be writing a software application. Dang it. One-man band using GarageBand. I never produced and sold music. So I'll put that out there first. But when I was younger and stupider, I was using a pirated version of Fruity Loops and experimenting with that and writing music. Before that, I was using Noteworthy Composer when I was in high school, which is a MIDI sequencer. And that was a lot of fun. A lot of people use Sibelius instead and I was a noteworthy composer kind of guy. So that was a lot of fun. I wonder at one point whether I wasn't a better programmer because I couldn't play an instrument, because all the best ones seem to be talented in that way. I don't know about that. I don't think it's an indicator. But yeah, they also do Code Rush for Visual Studio. I did install Code Rush, the extension. Oh, right. I just want to update this. I did install the extension, but I don't know, it interfered a lot with my existing shortcuts that I was used to, and I think it might have taken a little bit of effort to get back. You can start with foot pedals. It's dumb, but people already do it today. Foot pedals for music or foot pedals for programming? We're on 2 conversations at the same time. Blazor Bootstrap. And then Peter said to TBD Gamer, for the record, I'm an amazing programmer and I have 0 musical talent. True. I can show you the thing that I lugged around for my performances real quick. I'll be back in 20 hours. So heavy. This thing was the tank that I carried with me for doing any bass effects that I can imagine. Everything from wah to distortion, overdrive, reverb, octaves, fifths, other harmonies, vocoder type sound. Anyway, here it is. It is so heavy. This plus a 600 watt amp is a really hefty amp. Plus my bass guitar. That bass guitar is custom made, by the way. My dad and I made it together. And we made it out of maple for the body. Maple for the body, and that is heavy as heavy can be. Walnut, I think. I can't remember. You have an Elgato foot pedal? Elgato. I like how it changed it to Elgato. Oh, this is gonna stay here for a while now because it's gonna take me forever to take it back to the room. They worth their price? TBD Gamer wants to know. Oh, so while that discussion is going on, I will hop back to this for a little bit. I want to, at minimum, get the header to be flex and go across. So let's do that while we're talking about this. I don't want to interrupt the conversation that's going on. It's a good conversation. Body button, nav, UL, display, flex, gap. Oh, right. List style. Hash back. I mean, exclamation point back. I don't know how to unlurk. You just start talking. It happens automatically. Oh, and actually, a lot of people do have an unlurk command too. Do I have a lurk command at all? Or is that Dukabot that does the lurk for us? Or Stream Elements? Stream Elements. No, it's help. Actually, no, it's not. It's exclamation point command. Commands. commands. So those are the stream element commands. The ones for my bot are only in my UI, but it's these. I should just post them underneath the stream for the ones that everyone can do. The ones that everyone can do and happen to be enabled. Roll die. Flip table. Use Why are you outputting? Hello, Dukasoft. Why did you output use command? You're supposed to do the command. Oh my goodness, automated realms. I know. You were supposed to do the... Did you just call him Deflux? That's Deflux. I thought that was Dukasoft. Oh my gosh, hi Dukasoft. You are over 1,000. You're supposed to do the command. I could be Dukasoft. You could be. I'm sorry, I didn't understand the command you gave me. Please rephrase it, and I'll do my best to help. All right. Fine. Sure. Timeout TBD Gamer. Making good points for 20 minutes. He streamed until 9:30 today, 9:29, and still Deflux didn't show up. Are you shaming people for either lurking or not showing up to your stream? Because that's hilarious, especially when it's Deflux. I mean, don't do that. That's just mean. Don't make people feel obligated. So I applied for a Blazor developer job at 5 p.m. yesterday. He called me 30 minutes later. This is why you type it with few words per line, because the suspense, you know? But I missed the call. Oh, oh dear. Moment. Hope I didn't sneeze on any of you. Sorry for those of you that like to sit in the front row. Oof. That is tough. So I spoke with him this morning and set up an interview. It was crazy. I just applied just because to get a couple feelers. Yeah. I mean, I just don't get it. At least in the US, there are a ton of Blazor jobs out there. In fact, I recently got a call from a recruiter, and of course, you know, recruiters, they're just about a Blazor job that is all about doing the things that I love. Modernize UI from their existing, or modernize an application from their existing application type, whatever it happens to be. I think they're using Angular as well for their UI, and they want to use Blazor, and they wanted someone that could do that for them. I told them about my current situation, and they said that they are cool for the data miners. They are okay with my situation and would be interested in pursuing that, but I haven't gotten anything back. I haven't gotten their follow-up that they said that they were going to do. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't really want to pursue this as hard. It would be nice if, for me, but I'm kind of wanting to go back to just one full-time thing, because right now it's about 18 hours a day. That's what it feels like. Want to do some XAML with me? No. Stop it. Get some help. Anyway, I would be happy to, Juan Von. We were actually talking about being able to write XAML in Maui applications for your UI. If you would prefer to do that instead of using something like, you know, a UI designing type thing like Blazor. We're going to put a gap of 2 characters. Or you can actually use C#. Yeah, and that was the other thing that we mentioned. You can write your stuff in C#. Line items center. Good to go. Margin 0. So when I do this, I don't know whether I should be using margin 0 or specifically target top margin, because I think that's what you get for free from a UL. But I mean, I don't want any margin on my ULs anyway, so I just do it all. Same thing with padding, padding left. Two characters still seems a little bit compressed, so we'll do 3 characters. Nice. So now the nav, which is comprised of our brand title area, at brand, which is actually head. My bad. So where is header? There. We have a dot at brand, and then we have our nav. Okay, so this thing needs to be display flex, align items center, justify content space between, and we're done. Oh, right. Let's maybe give this an ID. Because we don't want it to be for every header. We want it to specifically be only for the app header, for this main top bar. Okay, I missed a few things. Deflux said, so I spoke to him this morning. I did read those, but cool that you got the interview. Just go for it. I mean, it was your advice to me, so it was good advice. May as well do the interview. No reason not to. So, yeah. Peter said, I got an unsolicited call today, but took it, and it was a Datadog salesman again. I got like, while we were streaming, I got like 40 block calls. How many are you? Block call, spam filter. 7. It was only 7, really? Anyway, 7 block call spam filter thingies that made my phone vibrate over and over and over. I'm like, no, don't do that. I like the way you say you can upload your CV for free. Oh, they say you can upload your CV for free as if that is of any use. True. It is of use to them. Do you remember the comment about, or I don't exactly know which specific thing you're talking about, but I'm assuming it was about the recruiters conversation, but about recruiters being data miners, that Watch Me Lurk said. That's kind of what they're doing. I stopped responding. I have work to do. Okay, enjoy your work. Thank you so much for your lurk, or even if you happen to step away and leave the channel. Thank you so much for being here for as long as you were. Greatly appreciate it. Okay. Oh, you meant that's your feeling towards recruiters. Yeah, it's great when you are actually in the market for a job change. For me, it was a potential opportunity for automated realms. And yeah, we'll get to that in 2 or 3 months. You'll hear more. I'll be able to talk more freely. But right now I can't. So that's all you get. How are your delegation skills? TBD Gamer asked Deflux. But that's because Deflux said, I still have no idea where I should come in at. I convinced them that I might be a good team lead. Not sure if that's a mistake. And that's when TBD asked. Thindle is here. Oh, I want to do them all. I already missed one. I was on top of it at first. So before Thindle came in, Marcus Voice Coder came in. And so here's a shout out from Marcus Voice Coder. If you're interested in seeing someone who programs using an app called Talon, which uses his voice to write code, to navigate around his PC, and just do all things that he needs to do in order to be a developer, check him out. It's really cool to see. And it's actually making me want to do it in general. Because he can move pretty fast. It's kind of easy when the only thing you have to move are your eyes to know what your command is that you're trying to say, as opposed to move a mouse all the way across the screen. Anyway, so that's him. Once we get the chance, we will do a shout out for Thindle as well, who just came in, or just talked, I should say. I don't know if you've been here for a while. Trackball. It still takes me a few swipes though. Just came in. But Thindle is a .NET developer modernizing a, I was about to call it a POS, but it's a full e-commerce site, not just a POS. That's terrible. Stop saying that. Point of sales is what I was intending. So he's modernizing a .NET, what used to be web forms application, which went to .NET Framework, which is going to .NET Core, almost done, with some Blazor. And yeah, anyway, just check out his stream. Good times. He has a cat named Zelda that shows up on occasion. Great Zelda emotes. Fantastic Zelda emotes that I would love for you to show off, because I can't find it in my list at the moment. But there was a Juan Von comment to Marcus that I missed. Wasn't there? And thank you so much for the follow. Not even gonna try it. Nail. That's how I would say it. TBD Gamer, Watch Me Lurkin, Marcus Voice Coder. It would have been Watch Me Lurkin. Watch Me Lurkin said back to Marcus Voice Coder on the being able to upload your CV for free, as if that's any use. And you realize they got a new client just using your CV for free. Exactly. So they'll sell your resume to other people. You upload it for free and they'll sell it to the recruiter's resume pool list. Okay, so then here is where Thindle came in. Thindle says, I'm here. Shout out to Thindle. Has it been 90 seconds? It has. So if you don't want me to know about it, you better stop talking smack about me. I would if I was talking smack about you. Thing is, I just don't really talk about you all that much. Anyone would be interested in going solo? Oh, lessons learned going solo. Yes. You should definitely create a session around that. I would be one of the interested parties. Definitely. Al, are you friends? Yes, we are now. Misuzu. Where was I? How are you friends? We're friends because we met, we discussed a little bit, learned more about each other, and didn't dismiss each other in the end. So I would call that pretty good chance of being friends. Oh, that's not what you're asking. You're asking how are we doing? Okay, my bag. And yes, I did say my bag, and Irish John got confused on his stream when I typed my bag, but it's a whole thing, so I won't go into that. But yes, I do know that it is my bad. I'm stepping on my pedal now that it's here. I'm trying to change my voice mod using the pedal. I'd be interested in that too, says TBD Gamer. Actually, he was the first one that responded to it, but whatever. Then Deflux responded to TBD Gamer and said, well, I think a dedicated... Parsing, please wait. I think I dedicated myself to be a team lead in the first call. Delegated. I think I delegated myself to be team lead in the first call. So I'd say pretty good. Okay. That's one of the areas I feel I need to get some confidence in. Disfortunately, I think I would be a good team leader. And it's disfortunate because I really just want to be a code monkey. I am happy here. I am content writing software. But I do find myself stepping up in the absence of a more reliable team leader when the situation arises. Okay, trackball fixes that. Showed you my trackball. You said one per screen. One trackball per screen. I don't know if I could do that. And this monitor over here is 4K. So moving the mouse across that is really slow if I don't want it to zoom on this monitor. And I'm sure there's some software out there that I could use to have different DPI motion per screen, but it works. Besides, I don't have to move the mouse. I could just... Oh, not just that though. I am using mouse without borders. So I also have a... If I go further to the right of the screen that you guys see, I have a mobile studio and then my Sagetti work laptop. And then if I go left, then that's my second display connected to my main computer. And then left some more is my client workstation. And then left some more of that is the external display that I'm using for that workstation. It's a laptop really, not a full PC. So anyway, know what? The payment management is done. I was going to start with the next big step yesterday, but then I got a sudden cold. Right, you said that. You were, and I felt very sorry for myself. And you were talking about it on Irish John's stream, I think, where you feel unlucky you've gotten a cold twice already. Wait, what happened to then? Oh, then the judge is there. It was just first one didn't work. Okay, I think the mouse is very much a bad design. Having to hover over constantly over the buttons would be better if you were to release the button to click. So you'd have to hold the button the whole time. That sounds like a lot of strain. All right, Peter said, to me, he probably meant committed. Yeah, he meant delegated. I'm thinking about mistyping a letter that's on the other side of the keyboard just to confuse people. The thing is that the brain is pretty good at disjumbling letters. So as long as the first letter and the last letter are correct, then you can figure what it is out in context. It takes a little bit longer to process, but you can still do it. A leadership vacuum. Hello, President Not Sure. That is exactly what it is. And I don't like it because I am extremely susceptible to getting sucked into it. And it's because I do have a value system, an internal value system for how I think things should get done. And when there is nobody there to say this is how things get done, then I'm like, since I have an opinion, then we should do it this way. And no one else has an opinion, of course. But the thing that happens is a lot of people will not have opinions on how it should be done, but they will have opinions on the way you say it should be done so that they can go against it, kind of thing. So that's kind of annoying. But Peter says, I'll step up and seize power and rule over the team with an iron fist. I'd be good at it. I'm kind of currently doing that. Did I tell you how our daily stand-ups are going now? So for the past few weeks, our project manager has been out of the office. For the first 2 weeks of it, he was like completely out of office, where he wasn't even joining meetings and stuff like that. So during that time, we got into the habit of having a daily stand-up be a daily stand-up. What did you do? What are you currently doing today? Do you need anyone for anything? All right, you're done. Move on to the next person. And if people do need to meet up, then they do that after everyone has gone through their steps, instead of trying to discuss technical things with each statement. So got into that habit. And then our project manager came back to the office, but he's still away. So he's in a different time zone. And so he's only able to make it to the daily stand-ups. He doesn't really communicate with us throughout the rest of the day. But I kind of just like, I did this thing that I don't like to do, where we're already in this routine, so we're going to keep doing this routine. And if you try to interrupt, then I'll be like, so we can do that after stand-up. We can talk about that after stand-up. I try to do it in a polite way. And then that kind of caused him to back off a little bit. But now I think he's just a little bit afraid to even do anything during stand-up. Like he's lost his power. And I don't want to do that to people. Moving on. Oh, speaking of 20 minutes, I do have to end the stream on time because I have a meeting right at the half hour that I normally end the stream at. So I'll probably need to end the stream a few minutes earlier. I'm the head conductor, keeping the girls flooded with data to process. Nice. The KVM-emiest KVM to ever have KVM'd. Just move your mouse over to another device and the focus changes. Exactly. I love that. Keyboard goes with it. So if my mouse is on my mobile studio, I push the Windows key and the Windows menu pops up on the mobile studio. Move the mouse back to this screen, push the Windows key, pops up on this screen. I copy over on my mobile studio, move the mouse over to this device, paste, and I paste whatever I copied from the mobile studio, etc. Good stuff. Would be nice to program a key on the G keyboard to jump the screen. Maybe, yes, possibly. I think. Also, you know, I can deal with pain, but when I'm sick, I will complain about it. I can't really deal with pain, actually. I'm not very good at pain. But when I'm sick, I'm even worse. So, yeah. Wish they made a newer G510 keyboard. And then Bendel said to Juan Van, I use my Black Window Ultimate Gen 1 for ages. And then Peter said to Juan Van, do you have opinions about Cherry MX switches? Sorry. I have tried a bunch of keyboards, but I don't love any of them. And these sound like mechanical keyboard terms, so I don't know if I'll be able to contribute to that conversation, but I hope you enjoy it. Juan Van responded saying, I don't think I can change the keys in this one. It's from 2008 or something. And then Peter says, salute for its long service. Juan Van said to Thindle, love Razer products, but didn't have the extra keys like this one does. My wife loves the Naga mouse. It has a swappable side thing where you can either have it be the 2-button panel, a diamond or a circle or something. that has 6 or 7 buttons, or the entire 10 key plus the minus and the equal sign. It's so cool. And it's wireless. Or wired. The Black Widow Gen 1 had 2 columns of 6 macro keys plus 3 pages, so a total of 36 macro keys. Good grief. That's a ton. This one has 18 by 3. I'm in pretty constant pain, so it's an old friend. I used to be. I used to have constant pain, like literally constant pain. Enough to think that I had fibromyalgia. My mom had it. So thought it was possible. I never got checked. Using just the 18 is nice to save on Control S, Control V, Control C, Control V, Control Alt Enter. I don't know. I really like the being able to have one hand on the keyboard, one hand on the mouse, and like it's one thing to stick to only the keyboard, because you can be pretty high velocity if you do that. But if you can master switching between keyboard and mouse, which a lot of apps kind of require you to do, then yeah, you'll be good. I don't know where I was going with that. I think this was what was being talked about. Not sure. So this is the code. It's specifically a text editor that will allow you to do natural language. It's called Aqua Voice. So it's pretty much a text editor with a voice listener that is programmed to be in a more voice-friendly way. A transcriber, if you will. Sometimes I have them do things to process data. Home, delete, delete, delete. Oh, forward and then home, delete, delete, delete. I'm the laziest person in the world and want the laziest keys available. I bought a Speed Silver Switches keyboard with tiny activation energy, and it was okay. Mojo said, I was at the Micro Center in Houston last month. They have an area where you can test switches out. Interesting. I don't like their keyboards. They have very vanilla keyboards, but I visit that aisle every time I visit Micro Center. Wish Micro Center was my Micro Center was closer. It's a 2-hour drive to Philly. My keyboard is just an inanimate object that I have to dust occasionally, says Marcus. Mojo says, no, I mean just switches to test, not their pre-mades. And Peter said, they only have about 8 mechanical keyboards to try, and most of them are the normal red-brown switches. And then he said, oh, E, O, ooh, it's on the wall, on the side wall near the keyboards. He said, I don't know what that emote is. Thinking emote? Many thinking emotes. One of these for cleaning the keyboard. Oh, yeah. I don't know what this is at all. It's a mini vacuum cleaner. Awesome. Yeah, that'd be cool. I do like the brushes on it. But I want one of the powered air duster blower things, because I'm tired of buying cans of air. And the Mojo says, I run very custom switches, but have tried at least 10 different types. Never tried speed silvers. I think cherry browns are a good baseline. So depending on what you don't like about the browns, we can find something for you. Are you being a salesperson right now, Mojo? That was pretty cool though. You've got me sold. I'm still not going to use a mechanical keyboard. I like my low profile keyboards. Ever try the AFK keyboard? Ever try? Oh my gosh, I can't read. Now I'm reading typos into people's typing. Ever try the AFK keyboard shortcut program? Oh, AHK. Air Blowimatron? Yes, exactly. I used auto hotkey for streaming shortcuts. I've used auto hotkey as well before, I think. Has some fin, or honestly get an AI assistant you can talk to and never type again. So that's one of the things though. I do like the idea of having AI assistants that will hear natural language and be able to process what you say. But what if you're in an environment? So let's say we have an augmented reality device that is not a huge helmet that you have to wear. And so you're comfortable going in public using this thing, but the only way that you can interact with it is hand gesture or voice. And so you're in a location where moving your hands wildly in front of your face is just not possible, or speaking loudly is not possible. What are our other inputs that we can use? So many. We got any kind of muscles that we can tap into. We got breath, steno mask to the rescue. That sounds like something you put on your face that makes it to where it's listening to you, but no one can hear you outside of it. That would be cool. That sounds futuristic and lazy. Perfect. I have nothing to sell, just information to share. But like if I read that last part in an announcer voice, I think cherry browns are a good baseline. So depending on what you don't like about browns, we can find something for you. It kind of sounds like you're selling them something. A service for helping them find the perfect keys or apps or whatever your term is, switches. Okay, Thindle says, I have low profile at home and a more gaming one at work, but I'm weird. I don't know why that makes you weird, but sure. You can be weird, but not because of that. I'm thinking about changing the one at work because the no rim thing is driving me insane. Like the keys are on top of the base plate. Yeah, so I've seen those. Like they make the MX keys like that too. But those, yeah, where they're kind of like pseudo mechanical. They're still digital switches, but they just designed it in a way where the key cap sits over the edge or on top of the base plate, whatever you called it. So full disclosure, I know a guy who works there and I've helped them a bit for a crap ton of credits. Was that supposed to be 4 hours? Oh, Deepgram is an awesome speech to text service that does multi-person discussions really well. Cool. Yeah. Custom motorcycle helmet for AR purposes. That would be awesome too. I mean, I'm sure there is one, but that needs to be a common thing. So you can have nav inside of your motor. I have trouble saying motorcycle. Helmet or whatever else, heads-up display like a pilot inside of your motorcycle helmet. There are MC helmets with nav and back view mirror built into the helmet. Awesome. Cool stuff. I can distinguish between like 10 people speaking at once and mark everything with which person said it. Oh, it can without training. Cool. Yeah, I've definitely seen apps like that. Watch me. Juan Vaughn says to watch me lurking. They pay big bucks for that. And he said, I already imagine walking on street with that helmet and you look like this. Yes. Oh, yes. Power Rangers. Wait. I don't remember him being the Black Ranger. What? Why is that not familiar to me? I remember the rest of them, but I don't remember him being the Black Ranger. Where did I leave off? South Park token black. I don't know anything South Park, so I hope other people got it and laughed. And they already have that stuff. I think from pilots it cost around 500K US dollars. You're living in a different universe. Same thing here. Timeline jumping, that's all it is. But yeah, okay. So we're gonna try just taking 2 more steps forward. Hopefully we can. We're gonna have a main content width for the main wrappers, max width, I should say. So I'm gonna create a variable for that using our prefix, main content max width. And we're gonna make it 160 characters wide. I don't know what that's gonna look like, but that's how wide we're gonna make it for now. And what we're gonna do is all of our main content elements, which are gonna be our top level elements, which are header and main, it looks like. No, not main, crap. Let's just do header first, but it's gonna be the stuff inside of these. And the reason it has to be the stuff inside is because I still want any backgrounds that we put to take up the entire full width or break out. And I did see a good YouTube video on this not too long ago, where even if you want your primary content to be only so wide on the screen, you can still have like your section background take up the full width. So I need to rewatch that video to do it that way instead. But for now, I'm just gonna do it on the header because that's what we're looking at. So header is going to have a max width of, this. Put it down here because I like having it down there instead. Oh, what am I doing? Bar. Do something. Is 160 characters really that wide? Interesting. That is, well, maybe that's not wider than I want it to be. We'll see. And then having our body, nope, having app. Oh man. Be display. I was going to use display flex. With flex direction, column, line items, center. Yeah, but that squishes everything in and that's not quite what I want. So typically what is done in order to accomplish this is using margin auto. So that it squishes into the center. And when I made this wide, you might have seen that it's stuck to the left edge, but I want it to stay in the center whenever I grow and shrink. But there is another technique for that that's better than margin auto that I can't remember. Thindle said, okay, there's a character I don't need to know though. Don't explain the joke to me if I didn't get it, because I'm not going to laugh at it if you have to explain it. Everyone else that already knows South Park will laugh and get it. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Let's see, 120. There. Okay, so this is more reasonable. Maybe. We'll see. We'll look at this. Because this might change based off of the max width of the viewport. So we most likely have a media query for max width of, I don't know, what are you currently at? We'll find what the right breakpoints are. Right now we are at 1302. We'll do 1280. What is this? We'll do 1020. 1080. We'll do 1080. Max width of 1080. And we will make this and set. I mean, which doesn't really make too much of a difference for us, since it looks like 120 characters is wider than. But yeah, we'll work on that too. We'll make sure that it's responsive. But the whole point of doing this was to get to that point where I can see the one effect that I can't visualize through static images in our Figma design, which was we go from this being the main landing page, we start scrolling, and then it turns into this compressed version of the hero section with the main content below it. And then as you keep scrolling, the main hero section does a parallax scroll up where the content starts fading into invisible. And so that's why I'm trying to just sketch this out quickly instead of trying to be super detailed about it. But I'm doing a lot of talking, so we don't really get to do very much on it, which I'm not complaining about. You guys have come up with some really cool stuff today to talk about, and I'm interested in talking about it some more, if you want to continue the conversations. Continue the conversations, he says. This is a website. So, placeholder logo. Actually, I'm going to have all placeholders styled the same. So background is going to be RGBA, or let's just use hash. Hash D3. All the D3s. Okay, and then you are going to be responsible for making your own width and height. Why don't you like D3? What did I break? Expected a open curly brace. Where? Oh my goodness. Duh, right here. Geez, we'll put it on body, I guess. Anyway, but yes, little steps. Little steps. Mojo says, "Ugh, I had an interview last week and I'm stuck in the anxiety of wanting to follow up every hour for an update." I am sorry you feel that way. You're definitely allowed to feel that anxiety. I won't tell you, I won't give you any advice for not feeling that way because that's how you feel. But I do hope that you don't have to put up with it for very long. I hope that the anxiety gets to just ooze out. Dissipate on its own. But if you do want advice, please feel free to ask for it. Because we got opinions in this channel. Lots and lots of opinions. The other thing that I want to sketch out is the app brand. Oh yeah, so that was for the placeholder logo. And so the .logo is going to have a width and height of, let's say, 1.2 rems. because I think, or actually, did I make font size variables? Okay, I'm gonna show you a website that I like to use that I still don't know how to use very well for determining what font sizes you should have. I'm sure someone is going to beat me to the punch of what it's called. I'm not sure. But if you feel like beating me to the punch of what it's called, please feel free to. I get rid of this empty rule. Display. Nope. Header. At brand. If you couldn't tell, I like using Flex and Grid a lot. So this logo needs to be bigger. 6 rem. Okay, we got some chat. Peter says, I have opinions strong, and especially strong opinions where I have the latest knowledge. Yes, I'll rapid fire opinions at you without even knowing what you're talking about. How long should I wait before actually following up? I thanked them the next day. Cool. Peter says, if it's a dev manager, they can get annoyed. But if it's a recruiter or HR, they should be more amenable. I was about to say amiable. Amenable to being bothered. I agree 1,000,000%. If it's a recruiter, they're expecting you to follow up if they haven't followed up with you. If it is a hiring official, like a dev manager or their boss or a human resources person wouldn't be the hiring official, it'd be the manager, unless you're working in a human resources office, in which case you're just... Anyway, what Peter said. So if it is a manager itself, so yours is a program manager role, but if it is your hiring official, if it is the person that you would be reporting to or someone in the chain of command, then don't follow up with them very often. Maybe a week. Also, do you happen to know what their turnaround time is? So like federal positions is pretty much 2 weeks. And that was just standard. It's like you shouldn't expect to hear anything back any sooner than 2 weeks after your interview, which is just insane. But private sector moves a lot faster than that. But I would say give it a week before responding. 3 days at minimum. Or following up, I guess. Because like if it's a super competitive market that you're in specifically, then it should be more soon. More frequent. Because that would show that you are interested in the position, that you really want to go after it, and you don't want to give them the opportunity to consider someone else. You want to remind them that you are in the running, that you are a very good candidate for the position, blah, 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 blah. So there is kind of a balancing point. Consider your market, consider your area, consider how hard it was to maybe even get the interview. If you're a potential client, they'll respond immediately. Yeah, but I think this is more of a salaried position as opposed to a consulting position. Or it's less technical than dev, to be fair. It's a program manager role. Curveball. I spoke to the official manager of the role, if it helps. I only spoke to the recruiter for like 5 minutes. Oh, you do have a recruiter though. So follow up with the recruiter as soon as you feel like. If you feel like it's been too long, follow up with the recruiter and say, have you heard anything back about this? And they will give you advice because they would know more about what to expect from that particular company, hiring official, whatever. The recruiter is there for you as a resource to know more about the position, to know more about the hiring process. Not just to annoy you with, hey, do you want this job? It has something to do with, do you know C#? Yeah, I know C Sharp. Do you know .NET? I know C Sharp, so yes. It says here, Blazor. Do you work in Azure? Yes, I do. Thank you. Do you know IDE? Have you worked in an IDE? Not to make fun of recruiters though. My current Sagetti job, I got through a recruiter, and she was awesome. She was so on top of everything, communicating with me, and it was just amazing. The one for the Google position that called me, she was my advocate. She was awesome. So I will say good things about some recruiters, but most of the time it's just you get pinged by someone that's like, I get a commission based off of referring someone and getting them hired and having them stay on for 6 months or more. So I'll go for anyone that even is remotely related to this position, and I'll cast a net far and wide. Hello, foolish Snabble. I may move the timeline to Discord to help clarify some of this. Cool. Sounds good. I heard that from HR. And what about, have you worked in Visual Studio or Apartment Complex? I worked in the Visual Loft. It's one step lower than the Visual Rise, High Rise. It was pretty good. I liked it. Foolish Snapple says, recruiters are like everyone else. Some are great at their job. Most of them are adequate. Some suck. Yeah. I mean, just any position, like Snapple is saying, any position has people that do it as a job to make money. And that's what it is to them. And then there are some people that do it as a passion. That's like, I want to help people get jobs. And then there's some people that do it because it's what they're good at. Like, yeah, I know that I'm good at recruiting, so I'm going to do that. Do you know C Sharp? Absolutely. Do you know .NET? For real? Yes. Do you know .NET Core? Seriously? That's exactly how it goes. Oh man, I had that actually recently. Actually, possibly, maybe. Align items center. Okay. So there we go. Font size for the app title. And again, just because I'm switching my attention back to writing code does not mean you need to stop chatting. Please feel free to. I love your guys' comments. They are fantastic. Font size. Oh, right. I was going to potentially make my font size variables by first going to the website that I was hoping someone else brought up because I don't have it directly off the top of my head, but it is buried somewhere in my programming bookmarks bar. UI design typography. Wow, I actually organized this. And the one that I'm looking for is called none of these. These are all icons. Why are they only in typography? And the Canvas 24, which I was looking at. I'm thinking of getting a tablet display, a pen display that connects to PCs. My mobile studio is great and all, but it's a full PC, and I'd just like to have one that I can connect to any PC and use as a display, as a pen display. What was the name of this thing? Font sizer? How do I manage bookmarks so I can search? Marks. Manage. Search for font. I like the boogie board, but it's super limited. Yeah, I left it in window. I'm using Chrome. Didn't I search? How to make it pretty, creating and implementing your own font icon. Wait, why don't I have it? I'm gonna have to search for it. Font sizing tool. I don't know what it's called. Typescale. Typescale is the one that I was thinking of. I'm gonna go ahead and I bet you it already is in this browser. Oh my gosh, it's in this browser. It's right here, Typescale. What are we watching? What are we watching, Juan? Give me a quick description. My base font size is going to be, sure, 16. We're gonna go with their recommended because I like it. So we'll do our base font size. And I'm gonna pull it over here, but you'll see it on screen. Boogie board, okay. So I like the boogie board. As far as pen displays, is that what a boogie board is? "10 years ago. Also Bluetooth enabled. So it's one of the little, you draw on it and then you pull the screen to erase, but while you're drawing on it, it transfers to the computer. I had something that was like that. I can't remember what it was though. Oh, you don't even push, or you don't lift the screen, you just push erase. Oh no, I never had a Palm Pilot. I had a HTC Incredible, which also had a pen that kind of felt like a Palm Pilot, but it was Windows CE. It was great. But yeah, definitely. What's this cucumber thing? Oh. That slide palm. Yes. Oh yes, it was so good. All the slider phones. I had a slider phone back in the Stone Age. We're old. Font sizes. Default colors. Okay, so font sizes are going to be default, or I'm just going to do fonts. Default font family is going to be, why not? Sego UI. I think this is supposed to be pronounced Segway. I don't know. Arial. Arial. Why would you ever use Arial? Sans serif. I would prefer sans serif over mono. Did I even do this right? Kind of doesn't feel like I did it right. Default font family for good UI. No, just give me the default list. Do I not have what is it called? Grepper. Do I not have the Grepper extension on this browser? I do. Why aren't you on? What does font family even look like currently? Is it just that there are no commas? Thank you so much for the follow. So true. Tomatoes cannot be trusted. You're absolutely correct. Computed font family. Just Times New Roman. That. I love the emote. Welcome in. Welcome. Kind of seems like you've been here before. You know how we go. I had a paper with an 800 pound, 800 number. What? They ran out of numbers in my area code. Pager. A pager with an 800 number. Comic Sans. Of course. Of course. So as I mentioned before, you are definitely allowed to be funny and suggest random things, but I am actually striving for making this look professional, like it's going to be a real product. So don't mind me if I disregard those. Body, font family, var, FMT font family, right? FMT default font family. So I'm using this FMT prefix. It just means financial management tracker for to make sure that none of our CSS variables, CSS custom properties collide with any other custom properties that might exist from imported libraries. Even though we haven't referenced any other libraries yet. CSS libraries. Okay, what does that look like? Good. That looks better already. So that is the way that you write font families. FMT default base font size. Base font size. And that is going to be 16 pixels. Sultralord is here. Sultralord said, well, I got my own Blazor Twitch bot going. Yes, awesome. I'm using Blazor server style, Twitch lib. That's a singleton started in the program startup, and my Blazor page is subscribing to the chat messages it publishes. It's probably not a great design for scaling though. If you want to, you can use our chat to test out your bot. I am welcoming of that, as long as it is not disruptive. But if you need a chat to monitor that it's actually receiving chat messages and stuff, feel free to use this. If you want it to respond to commands, as long as it's not disruptive, feel free to use our channel. There's this other amazing bot that's attached to our channel that I did not write. I bet you can't guess who made it. I had a pair of racing snails, by the way. I removed their shells to make them more aerodynamic, but they became more sluggish. Gotta laugh at a DVD gamer. Font size. FMT base font size. I wasn't cracking up on the inside, don't worry. I wasn't just falling over laughing. I provided a clearer timeline in the Discord. No rush in responding. Cool. Yeah, again, I have a meeting right at 12:30, which is in 6 minutes for me. So we're going to end on time. But we already got this top part looking better. The thing that I want to get done before we end is having all of our font sizes defined as custom CSS properties. Thanks, my friend. I'm primary researching UI right now as it goes, but it's my first time using an API. I've got it to where I can click on a username and a picture of their profile pulls up using an API. Nice. To get the image URL. Amazing and perfect. So this is what my Blazor UI currently looks like for the bot. It's not great, but it is something. So here's my chat echo. There is also a system commands type of thing that you could see. And here's all of the commands that you can run. I have it in a database. And if any of them are text responses, oh, that's what the issue was with Flip Coin. I have it listed as a text response as opposed to a command. And so it's not running the command. Okay, I'll fix that. So this column tells the bot whether it just needs to echo the chat response or if it needs to run a command using my own syntax that I decided to use. Kind of borrowed from Stream Elements. Not really. Yes, yes, I am so happy to hear that, Zoltralord. That makes me excited for you. Okay, so some font sizes. Font sizes. Font sizes. FMT font size H1. FMT font size H2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Font size paragraphs. Well, that's just going to be our base font size. Font size small, which I prefer calling something like caption. I know. And then a font size fine print. That's what I call this one. And this is 0.694 rems. Everything will be in rems, relative units to the base font size. Caption is 0.833 rems. H6 is 1.2, 1.4. I really should have copied the rems with it. 728. How many screens do you have for streaming? 2. Only 2. Actually, I am using the mobile studio for the Twitch, what is this called? Stream Manager. So that I can see, whoa, oh geez. Oh, sorry about that. I hope that wasn't a timeline jump. Whoa. Okay, this thingy for Stream Manager. Ah, jeez. That has never happened on stream. Okay, 2.986. I now have a mustache. All of a sudden, I think it was a timeline jump. I hope not. I really, really hope not. I really like this timeline. Okay, so the last thing that I'm going to do is for our app header, title, font size, var, FMT font size H4, H3. Oh geez, they already started the meeting. Okay, so I'm not going to raid out today because again I have to go to this meeting. I apologize for that, but that is massive. H4 was going to be better. That still looks a little too big for my taste. It's going to be hard to find the right font size for this, but anyway, something to work. On Friday, we will be back with Community Day. So I know that we did a lot of talking anyway, but on Community Days, I actually open up the Discord voice channel for anyone that wants to have a conversation using your voice. Community Day. You can look forward to that. That also has a link to our Discord. Thank you to all the people that followed. I miss Toritoki for following about an hour ago. Thank you so much for being here. And for everyone else that has already been here, has already been supporting the stream, thank you always for being here. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. If you happen to be here on Friday, we'll talk again. Until the next time.